Hey, welcome everybody to another true scalping live stream with the Mohawk Forex team. And yeah, today is going to be a shorter stream because we've just got the New York Open in about 10 minutes time, and then we're following that up with the factory orders and the JOLTS job openings. And the job openings are the important one because obviously inflation indicator, so it gives some, again, key indicator on whether the Fed's going to aggressively hike interest rates or not. So that should, it always moves the markets, but it should move it quite well 30 minutes after the open. And there's a few speeches, and then we've got our crude oil trade, which we do later on tonight just after the close. So today, yeah, we're just going to see what we can bag in kind of 30-40 minutes of trading. We've already had a good morning already, and we are just looking here. We are already 27% up, which is good. I start with 1,000 every session. Now I'm starting with $1,000 straight session, so we're 27, so 270. Sorry, pounds, that's dollars, so $310. There you go, already in the bank today. So, and that's from the DAX open and a cable trade as well. And also my first couple of signals that I gave out to the trading group. Gold hit take profit, which is really good, and Euro USD hit one of the TPs as well. So that's good. So that's my first attempt at doing some signals with pending orders, and they were both successful. So long may that continue. And like I say, if you want to know about joining the group, then you go to www.mohawkforex.com. So we are set up on US 30. As you can see, we've got our line in the sand, so we know where the open is coming. At the moment, things are back to being bearish, where they're kind of a double top forming here. Bit of a supply zone, and on our 1 minute chart we're mid-range in the bands, so nothing is happening at the moment. Volume is below where we need it to be, so we're just going to see a nice spike on the open. Who knows, upside or downside, doesn't matter. We'll jump in on the move, and then we'll wait see if we can get a second block of trades away, and then we'll just focus on the news events to finish our trading day. And what's been interesting on cable, pound dollar, is obviously after the UK government backtracked on its higher tax rate cut, the pound has pretty much gone back to where it was before everything happened last week. So it's back up to nearly getting on for 114. It's dropped down now, 113.5. Could have got a nice pullback here. This is actually a good trade. I was out, so I missed this one, but this is the kind of thing we look for. As you can see, we extend outside the bands, we pull back in on the candle here, we've got a volume above where we need it to be, and basically that was a nice sell. And if we just check, if you put a line there, and you can see where you are on the 5 minute time frame, the sell was there. Same time as we get a sell signal, and that's what I want to see. I don't just enter in on the 1 minute, I want to see a confirmation from the 5 minute, or vice versa. If I'm entering on the 5 minute, I want to see a confirmation on the 1 minute, and the buy and sell signals are just an extra confirmation of the volume. And as you can see, that would have been a nice trade there, and you got yourself, if you'd entered on the bottom of that candle, yeah, you'd have got your usual 10 pips, look, easy, even with a bit of a spread. 11, you just still got 10 pips down towards the center EMA on our bands. So now obviously we're just waiting for this line to be achieved here before we place our trades for the New York cable trade. But yeah, it was a nice win this morning. I think I've got it on my chart here. Oh, there it was, yep. So that was the win we took this morning. Could have had 27 pips. I did 5 trades at 10 pips, and that was enough, so I didn't hold, but you could have held on for 27 if you wanted to. So that's the state of play right now, and we'll have a quick look at DAX as well, possibly, but we'll stick on US 30. We've got 5 minutes to go. Just going to log into the broker. Obviously, I see markets, and again, we're just using a $1,000 account, £1,000 account. Well, it's about $1,000. 1300 obviously. I'm using the smallest lot size. I'm not using Lambo lots or any kind of nonsense like that. Small lot size, keep the risk low because we're in and out. Stop loss is purely where I want it to be in terms of the Fibonacci levels, or if I get the direction wrong. But obviously using the small lot size, as I keep saying, it gives you margin even on £1,000 account, $1,000 account, to reopen trades in the opposite direction to get you out of a hole, so you finish at least break even. And that's what you need to do. Be prepared for a worst case scenario that you've gone the wrong way or the market's gone against you. How are you going to do? Just closing a loss, or are you going to trade in that direction and wait till things break even and then cancel the trades? That's the best way to do it, rather than just cutting your losses. Some people like to cut losses quickly. That's fine. I will give it a go. I'm trying to dig myself out of a hole by trading the right way. So we'll see. But touch wood, we've had a good week so far. And I'm just resetting every single day now, just down to 1,000. So smaller account size. And while things are very volatile and still turmoil in the markets, it's not a time to be launching big Lambo lot sizes or risking a bigger account. So 500 to 1,000 is what I'd kind of suggest. And always be prepared to lose it. And make sure it's money you can afford to lose. And obviously I'm doing all this for pure entertainment purposes, not for financial advice or telling you where and when to take trades. But if you want to learn more and you want to learn about scalping, like I say, you go to the website, click on the links below in the YouTube description. So I've had a nice little false breakup of our 50 here on the 1 minute time frame. USD is dipping down again. We haven't got a sell label yet. It would be nice if we get one. I'm just going to get rid of the line now because we were just about there. We've got the dashboard which we can use if we need to look at the bigger picture, but like I say, for the opens, it doesn't really matter what the 1 hour and the 5 hour and 1 hour, 4 hour daily time frames are doing. We know the markets are bearish at the moment. We're just jumping in and getting in and out on the move of the first couple of candles, and that's it. And we know they can spike both ways, but there'll be a definite move over to one side, you know, after some point. And then, like I say, the factory orders and the JOLTS news will give us that next move. So let's just launch into Bloomberg.
Increasingly concerned about the linear ecosystem across media. That is such a media line, isn't it? Paramount right now.
Got our coffee.
Unchanged in the pre-market. Coming up, energy stocks kicking off Q4 with their biggest rally in nearly 2 years. ITA's Patrick Frizzell.
Yes, we had a bit of a rally.
To continue that conversation is coming up next. Your opening bound just around the corner with futures at 1.
Steve and Dave use eToro to invest in the financial markets. Steve follows the feed for
5% on ISM-P. This is Bloomberg.
See, we're logged in, we're all good to go. And this is a case of seeing how many positions I can get executed by the broker, of course. There's always that, you know, if you just sit for one, it just click it 10, it just won't trigger. That's the name of the game. It's all the fun and games and manipulation, etc. So we know that. So I'm just going to click as many times as I can to get 4 or 5 trades away. That's the technique, but we'll see. Sometimes I just get 2, 3, sometimes I get all 5 executed. So we've got literally 1 minute to go now. Market's ranging. Good countdown.
Is there still room for Abenomics to be carried out in full in the way that Shinzo Abe imagined it?
The economic situation that Prime Minister Kishida faces today is very different from the one that Abe Shinzo was faced with when he became Prime Minister 10 years ago.
Does Japan need a new policy? Is that what
20
Yoshida
seconds to
has
go.
to learn, or are there parts of this that he should hold on to?
I think there are probably parts that he should hold on to. I think the main challenge which Japan faces.
Here we go. Right, good luck everyone. Let's see. Let's see if we're going to get a nice boost to the upside. It could be rejection off the zone here. Overall trend is still down, but RSI is perking up. There we go. Let's see. Let's get in.
One needs to think about increasing immigration. These are issues that Abe tried to address, but a lot more needs to be done to quote-unquote revitalize Japan.
Today's CFOs are
So when you see, it's a nice little move.
positioning companies to meet the next generation of challenges, breaking out of traditional roles.
Beautiful move up. Look at that spike. That's what we want to see.
One of the most important things is looking around the corner.
Adrian Mitchell from Macy's
We have to let go of the traditional legacy department store.
and Luca Zaramella at Mondelez.
We tend to believe that
Just waiting for that to settle down.
they are not.
Look for chief
Going to get
future
buys or we're going to get sells. Gone green on the trend bar. Looking for the
Everything
buys.
you need to get set for the start of U.S. trading. Bloomberg The Open with Jonathan Farrell. Drilling down
Nice
on the
rejection
numbers
from the
and
top
preparing
with that
you
band.
as only
Beautiful.
Bloomberg can.
Push down. Look at the sell now. Going in the sells. Clearing out 5 positions. Yep. Done. Now waiting for the buys. Clearing the buys.
Good morning to you. Yesterday, a really nice pop on the S&P.
See if it's going to push up
500.
any
We had some
more.
weight to it again at 1.6% on futures. On the Nasdaq, we're up 2 full percentage points on the Nasdaq 100 on the small caps. Not exactly leaving them behind. We're up by 1.8% there as well. That's the equity story.
Beautiful, beautiful. Clearing out some more buys.
3 basis points on a 10-year, off the lows of the session, but well
Beautiful.
off the highs of last week, through 4% last week, last Wednesday, 360.72. This Tuesday morning, we're down 3 basis points. And the FX market, dollar a whole lot weaker, euro stronger. Euro dollar 99.17, positive by 9 cents.
Now rejecting again.
2.8% up, a little more than $2.
Crazy moves. Good moves. I'm just clearing my trades. One loss of 5.72, but we're up 22, 17, 15, 14, 2, 21, 21, 20.
Are coming from Amazon.com, climbing
Let's see how many we can.
as their favorite internet stock by a wide margin. That is a direct quote. Analysts there cited Amazon's inventory advantages heading into the holidays. Amazon up 3.6%. We also have Bank of America climbing. Just one of several big banks pushing higher.
Nice move. Look at that move. Beautiful.
Price target cut from Goldman and yields.
And we're closing 4 more. Last one's all done. Yay, brilliant.
Moving on, we have Rivian.
Whew.
Also in the green after sticking.
That's it. That's my 2 batches done. I said it was the buys, and there it was. Just cleared those out in 30 seconds. There we go.
For comparison, Tesla has about 425,000 in market cap.
32,
per car, so make
34.
of that what you will. And finally, Poshmark, I've never used
Wow,
it,
great.
but the
There we
online
go.
fashion
So like I say, 2 banks of trades. That was a beautiful, a quick little sell, and then we took the buys, and the buys was what I was looking for. Could see it moving, how it was reacting, rejection going up, nice and easy.
Is that what that is?
I mean, someone wants to buy it, so there you go.
I'll check it out. I'm sure Tom is incredibly active.
That's proper true scalping for you.
Katie, thank you.
Whew.
The S&P 500,
Now let's have a look.
2 minutes in at 1.5%.
We'll wait now, see if we're going to get a pullback on this. So that's took us to 48% for the day. There you go. So we started at 27, so we just added another 20% to the account. So we're now $553 for the day.
Where we are this morning,
Whew, there you go. So that is good. That's target hit.
compared them to last week still.
And that was a nice open. So that's, if you get the direction right. Again, I'm just using, remember, I'm just using smallest lot size. No big jumbo lots.
Definitely applies to equities as well, specifically those very sensitive to rates. Just take a look at the home builders, for example. An ETF that tracks those names is higher by about 2.9% here at the opening bell, as you're seeing yields coming in once again today. You also have the financials getting a bit of a lift, and the ARK Innovation ETF, which of course houses stocks with really, really high multiples. Those are getting a big
Great
lift as well.
move to the upside. You see, as markets are trying to pull back.
We saw in yesterday's session, all of these groups were outperforming in the Monday rally. For the home builders, for example,
And this is the part of the rally. Now, like I say, we're going to wait for a pullback on this. Volume is where we need it to be. Our trend bar and everything is we're hitting this demand zone. supply zone, sorry. Double top in, look at that W, beautiful pattern now.
On future profits, which is why higher borrowing costs have been so problematic for those.
Buy signal was good, was bang on, perfect, but you wouldn't have held it because this drawdown, you would have got in just here, like we say, right bang on, that 5-minute candle, and that's a 20%, you know, on the account. I was watching some video today, someone who does it, and they were saying he was happy with 27% after 4 months. I was like, yeah, okay, I could probably, you know, find that on the street, picking up loose change by then. What's the point in trading? You know what I mean? We all want to make money as quickly as we can, and the secret is you can do, but you just don't overstay your welcome. In and out, find the entries, take money, whatever it is. Don't worry about your losses, you know, and the against the take profit. Just get the green and re-enter multiple times. That's the way to do it. You know you're going to be scalping 20, 30, 40, 50 trades a day if you're doing a 1-minute time frame, 5-minute time frame combination. So you know, everyone's different, whatever, it's different. It's just the technique of this is to ride the momentum of the open, the news events, and then we've got the scalping in between. I know what you're looking for, you know, we're not just haphazardly entering in and gambling. We know what we're looking for. We're looking for the buyers there on that move up. We're just waiting for it to sink low on the red candle and boosh, we were in, and then we cleared out the trades. That was it. And now we know we're looking for sales on this. Let's just have a quick look at cable. Now if cable is around the New York line here, then we won't be taking the trade, because obviously we need this to be at least 20 pips price to action, to be at least 20 pips away from the NY line. Because it's a magnet, we want to pull back to it, and obviously if it's already there, there's no point taking the trade, because by the time you've had commission and spreads, you're making no money. So we've still got 20 minutes or so.
I want to be careful with the next chart, though, when we think about the Fed and rate hike expectations, because every time we think about a dovish pivot, the Federal Reserve comes out and says, no, that isn't going to happen. But at least you can see that expectations through March have been about 165.
That was good.
Last month, and then of course today.
Good open, and you can see now, look, we're waiting. We've got a rejection off the fib here. Is it going to break into this zone? We're going to get some sells here. Is it going to come all the way back down again? We're in the right position. We need the candle to close below inside the bands, and ideally we want a red candle on the 5-minute. If it's a green candle, it's a risky trade. If the candle's red and your 1 minute's red, you know, the more red, the more everything is in the same color, right? That's the easy way to do it. So if the trend bar is the same color, the RSI, the 5-minute candle, the 1-minute candle, take the trade. That's as good as you're going to get in a 90% winner. You'd be unlucky to lose, but anything else you take where there's less confirmation is a risk, obviously. Right, let's have a look at this, see if we're going to get a sell on this or not. So it didn't close yet inside the bands. You've got 50 seconds left on this candle, so it's a nice rejection. You've got that zone there, remember. It could bounce up, or it could just wait for the JOLTS news, so no rush to take a trade on this.
Patrick, let's start there. Walk us through the relationship between what's happening in foreign exchange and what we're seeing play out in risk assets in the US.
Sure. Well,
RSI still 67, so still momentum to the upside, and you can see it bounced off the band.
You know, when it strengthened, those investors globally, or even sovereign countries that are looking.
That's the problem, you see, if you jump in too early because you think, oh, red candle, oh yeah, it's about to touch the band, yes, oh, it's definitely, the next one's definitely going to go down. Look what happened. That's where you've got to wait for that confirmation. And at the moment, if that red had finished inside, you've only got one confirmation. You need a red candle, like I say, you need a red trend bar, and you really want RSI to be pointing down at least. At the moment, the market's creaming up higher, look. Pushing, extending. The more it goes out the band, the more we're going to get a pullback, and this is what I like to see. So yeah, you could have been in on a buy, but like I say, I'm getting towards the overbought territory.
I'll pick up on the commodity story in just a moment. With regards to the bond market,
we can look left, look, and there's nothing here, so we can pull out a Fibonacci as we've done here. we're extended now. We can see where the price wants to get back to. If you put a line here, look, just above the 236. If it hits this supply and we get some sales, just above the 236. So that's a potential TP. That's how I would see it if price pulls back.
So that's going to continue to support energy. When we look at gold,
so obviously in that,
again, just look at the dollar being down,
you can measure that.
15% through today. Gold is down roughly 6%.
You're looking at 100 pips there. Just got to move it every time the fib moves. Remember, you've got to adjust it, adjust the TP.
It's
going to be that zone now.
It's really provided a hedge against the risk of fiat.
Nice pullback. This is a great move. Nice strong move. 75 it could be in again for a bonus trade. So the reason I'm not trading now is just because of this news is coming up. I don't want to be caught in any positions open ready for the JOLTS.
Sort of a good example of the fact that right now we're in a time where we're deglobalizing, right? So when we think of structural inflation, we look at deglobalization, we look at sort of demographics and the labor market, right? So who's going to benefit? So just look to a country like Mexico. They can still produce cheaply. So owning a class 1 rail, like say, for example, Canadian Pacific, they have rail lines all the way from Mexico up to Canada now after, their acquisition of Kansas City Southern. So we like that space. There's been a lot of consolidation in that space over the last decade. They're getting pricing power. It's an onshoring play, and they can move a lot more material, cargo, etc. using
So we're 18 minutes, the factory orders and the JOLTS job openings. And obviously we'll get the results and see how the market moves on it. So yeah, so I'm saying you can never predict where the market's going to go on the open, no matter what Bloomberg says or CNN or anybody. Not on the initial. The main move might be to the upside. We knew markets are pulling back. There's a little bit more positivity at the moment than there was over the last couple of days. But still, you can get triggered out of a trade, wiped out. And that's where you've got to be careful of going the wrong way. So you need to wait for the move, wait for a little pullback on the candle, then enter. As you can see, look again, it's rejected, but still nothing. It wants to be back inside, and again, you've got to move your potential actually it's about right. Look about there, just above the 236, right in this supply zone. This is where price comes back and breaks this line. We're coming down to the bottom of the bands again. At the moment, let's just see, we've got 18 seconds left on this candle. It's got to finish inside the red, ideally, to show me that a reversal could happen.
Not good at making things clear. What's a security, what's not a security.
But clearly Q1 is a concern.
That conversation up next.
Yeah, I'll open the sale on US 30 when price breaks back inside the band if I've got a red 5-minute confirmation candle as well. And also I look at the RSI. If the RSI is dipping down, obviously the RSI is pointing up, we potentially could go higher. So I want the RSI to be flat or down. Ideally I want the 5-minute and 1-minute candles to be the same colour, and I need 1 minute to be inside the band. And like I say, your potential TP is 10 pips, or as we said, back to this zone here on the 5-minute, as you can see, is supply zone and the Fibonacci. So we'll wait. It might not happen yet because of the news. Like I say, the JOLTS news coming out in 15 minutes, but you know it's going to happen at some point. Price will pull back into this zone, so you know it's going to happen. It's not just keep skyrocketing forever, so you've just got to wait. Now you can be buying now if you want, but we took the buys here, we had our trade, that's it, done. You don't want to be jumping back in when you're so high up. And also RSI is 75. And again, if you're taking these kind of pullback trades in an advancing market, you want to make sure you're just in and out. Again, you don't want to be holding. You can maybe run 2 trades and have one try and hit this.
so the mutual fund was created to give it.
But at the moment, the market is bullish. It's looking good.
Today, we have a
It'll all be on this the JOLTS jobs news as well. So.
And so, in 2000, the average company went public after 3 years. Now,
But the name of the game is at least knowing what to look for. You know what you're looking for, rather than just jumping in blind. You know, and you could say, oh, you should have been taking a buy, could have been holding, but you know, I don't know when this is going to pull back. Could be now, could be in 10 minutes. You know what I mean? It's
that return that used to be captured.
I could if it went to the bigger time frame possibly, but I don't want to do that. I'm trying to keep it on the smaller time frames and just waiting my time.
And so, trying to figure out a way to solve the same problem my grandfather was trying to solve, which is how do you bring those returns?
Again, you've got to move your TP look again because the Fibonacci's moved. So you want to be again just above that supply zone.
Running with scissors. Scissors is a great tool if you use it appropriately. And so we're focused on trying to figure out response.
That's it. Most traders just get, you know, obviously the FOMO, and just think, oh, yeah, the price is going up now, I'll just enter. And yeah, it could go up. Who knows? But all I know is doing this day in, day out, that price will come back inside the bands at some point. So we get a little pullback trade. It's against the main trend. Doesn't matter. It's pips in the bag. And then you go again once price gets down the bottom. And once on the 5 minute price breaks, the RSI breaks, say red, back down here, like here. We had red trend bar, the red sell signal and the red RSI. Here you would have taken that sell. You just look to the 1 minute, see where price action is. As long as it's not in the middle of the bands, you take the sell. The buy, I want to taken because obviously you can see everything's red, and then we took the buy on the open. So you could have grabbed a sell here if it had been. You know, I don't usually trade US 30 before NY open, but you could have done. And there was a buy there, no, because again it was just a mixed signal. But again, you could have taken a possible sell here, look, on these two candles here. That would have been enough. So just waiting all the time for confirmations and keeping an eye on the news is the key.
We are working to ensure we're making focused, balanced investments to support our most strategic long-term.
What, 12 minutes? So we've still got a chance to take a trade if this happens.
I know, and I hear you, John, and I think the comments from Zuckerberg last week were really interesting, saying that he's looking at a company.
It's a long way outside the bands, crazy, well extended.
Today, and you see that maybe coming from the pressure on top line growth, as you have a company that's looking at what could be.
You can see the ADX volume is really high now, kind of, you know, double where it needs to be. So pressure's still good, 78, still looking good to the upside. Still could push higher.
Rebounds a little bit, but then still looking in the fourth quarter at what could be still a decline on top line growth year over year.
Comes rejection there. So we can put a line across that as a resistance on the 1 minute. Bang. Just so you've got a reference point. It's the same as the fib. The fib at some point gets respected. Simple. Now we're going to move our line up again, as you can see, look, on the TP 236. So that's where you want to be if you're going to hold.
I think the phrase Taylor used then is really important. Hiring freezes, not layoffs, and a line we've talked about repeatedly.
So again, we're looking to get in some area around here. And as you can see, look, you've got 37 pips to that line. So again, more than you'll ever need. You just need 5 to 10.
To get job openings lower without really taking a big chunk out of the labour market. Mary Daly speaking right now
Pushing
in
higher.
San Francisco Fed.
There we go, yeah.
And saying the following: inflation has not gotten into the psychology of Americans. I guess that's the good news for them. Sees a lot of room to slow the labour market. That's what she's speaking to. Looking abroad as well, not just domestically, saying the following: the Fed is aware its moves affect the global economy.
Cable is still very close to our NY line. It's right on it again. Look, it's kind of already pulling around like a magnet. So again, there might not be a trade this afternoon on the cable. That's just the way it is, but that's what you have to do. If there isn't the setup, there's not the setup. You can't force it. You can just scalp this as normal, you know, pullbacks and stuff, but because it's 1 minute time frame with the spreads and commissions, you end up just bagging 1-2 pips a time. So it's kind of a lot of hard work for not a lot of return. So I like to see a bigger move where I can pull myself 10 pips at least on cable. US 30 is different, I say.
making
again, we're going higher, look.
because the
It's
stock
fine.
is trading something close to a meme stock until then. If you take a look online, it's kind of incredible. You're watching crypto traders looking to buy Credit Suisse at its low, but at the same time, there's a lot of struggles ahead, and Bloomberg's Allison Williams pointed it out very craftfully, which is that until you have a sense of what a potential capital raise could look like, it's very difficult to figure out what that stock is worth.
What's the bets on them going bankrupt?
Such an event could be quite dilutive. Listen, Credit Suisse is really trying to pull a Deutsche Bank here, potentially sell some assets, get rid of some businesses to help fill that gap in that capital raise. But let's play investment banker here for just a second, because it's not where Deutsche Bank was just a couple of years ago, where the market was still soaring high. Selling assets at these levels.
Yeah, get rid of the news now. Like I say, you don't really want to be caught in a trade when you've got such a big news event, because we could see a dip on this back into our zone. If you're in and out in a few seconds, fine, but if you hold in and suddenly the JOLTS comes out, say it's worse than expected, the market will shoot up. So, you know, by a lot, if it does, let's, you know,
this is going to be difficult to achieve.
always be aware of a news event and just don't bother trading it. Just keep out of the way, wait till 15 minutes after the news and go back to your normal scale if you don't want to risk trading the news.
If for no other reason than
9 minutes to go, look.
have become semi-utilities since then, right? They have the full faith of the governments behind them. But beyond that, John, you have this firm trading at, you know, less than a fourth of its book value. Take a look across the European banking sector. Most of these
Crazy.
firms are burning money and are also trading
$4.20 a share.
steeply, and I think that's a pretty remarkable event to face.
Shanali, thank you. Looking forward to your coverage, as I've said repeatedly, through the next several weeks.
Is this the area of resistance?
That strategic reorg, that
That's what you never know. You never know. Is there resistance or support going to hold? That's where you look for other confirmations. It's still green, still to the upside. RSI in that zone where it needs to pull back out that zone now to be a sell. Once it comes out, that's 75. Could see a nice pullback. Everything else is set up perfectly, but we just want to see price action come down at least inside this zone here. You know, we want to see something like even more than that. That was not enough. It wants to be here, and then I'm happy to take a trade to try and scalp this, but we might be too late.
Is in the green. That is true on a sector level and on an individual mover basis. There's only right now 3 stocks
Look at
in the
that.
S&P 500
Everything green, and that's why we're seeing this.
On the day. So no surprise when you look at the IMAP function on the Bloomberg, everything is gaining to the tune of 1.5% or more. And of course, you see at the top there some of those rate sensitive sectors.
It's a good screenshot to show everybody. That's the Bloomberg terminal that you pay thousands for a month.
Discretionary also higher by more than 3%. Of course, big weightings in that index include Amazon and Tesla, some big tech names that are seeing some big gains today. When you take a look even further beneath the surface at some of the more isolated sectors as well, consumer finance, this of course has a rate sensitivity factor when it comes to mortgages. If mortgage rates aren't extraordinarily high, you may have
7 minutes to go.
to take out loans and buy
Again, little rejection now, look. But again, look how weak the candles are. You know, just running out of power, running out of steam. Each one got smaller, little run there. And now we've got the DOGEs. So, again, I would not be entering a trade, definitely, yet. You're just too close to the news events. You know, even if you end up missing the trade, it doesn't matter. It's too much of a risk. So, you just have to sit and watch it sometimes. It's weird how a lot of the times these moves that you're looking for happen as a news event is coming. It's really weird. I don't know if it's kind of just coincidence, manipulation, whatever, but it's kind of, you can be sat waiting for a sell or the buy, and you're just about to enter the trade and you go, oh my god, there's 2 minutes to a news event, and you just don't take it. It's almost like you've been suckered in to take it, and then guess what? Market goes against you. So I've learned that the hard way, you know. But this is looking good for a rejection, but again, this move now is almost like invalid because, you know, this could take it in the totally opposite direction before we get a chance to enter. It's a shame, look, it's looking good, but now is it going to push up? You just, you know, it's got to be inside. This is the area you're scalping. 236. It's holding, look, just going to be just above it. And again, I don't usually put these lines on. It's just for you guys so you can see where, if you did want to hold a trade, so at your risk, of course, that's where potentially, you know, that's the fib on the 5 minute gets respected. This is where you want to be out of the trade safely. Like I say, there's more. Even if you was in a position now, look at that. I mean, you're talking 84 pips. I mean, man, that's just pure greed. You just don't want to risk that. You just want to be just grabbing those, keep consistently grabbing those 10 pips, 5, 10, 5, 10. Yeah, let's see what happens. Yeah, we're waiting for the news.
You've got millions of people riding motorbikes, and they want to be riding inside cars.
And get ready for the move.
Vietnam's biggest conglomerate has really tapped into that. The founder and chairman aspires to be the Elon Musk of Vietnam.
Vuong is Vietnam's richest man with outsized ambitions. He wants to sell cars not only to the Vietnamese, but also Americans and other consumers around the world.
If VinFast is successful, that goes very well with the ambition of the Communist Party of Vietnam. But if they fail, it will be very, very hard blow to Vingroup and also to the national economy.
And cable, again, still around our line, still waiting for an entry. We've still got time, 5 minutes. But again, this could be a void trade today. You know, I only like I say, taking this when we're well away from the line and when we're on the side of the bands as well on the 1 minute, because it's a mess. Look, on the 5 minute time frame, it's not a great setup at the moment. You're about to hit a demand zone where you could get some buyers that could flash back up.
Interest rates are set by the Independent Bank of England.
See, look, US 30 is ranging because it's waiting for the news.
With inflation and other factors, the energy intervention that we have done is likely to curb inflation by up to 5 points.
We've got 4 minutes to go, and you can just click on this and it will tell you a highly expected figure is usually seen as a positive for the dollar. That's for the dollar, so that's if you're trading Forex pairs. Well, obviously we're trading the indices, while a lower than expected figure should be negative. So again, this could be the reverse for the US 30. But again, we don't just assume that, we just wait for the move. We wait. And sometimes you trade the manipulation. Doesn't matter.
Is to have those 12 nuclear plants being reopened as soon as possible. I mean by the beginning of 2020.
Again, ranging along, it's hitting its head on this resistance here. 30129 zoom. RSI is high. Are we going to get a drop? Are we going to get a drop? I mean, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the sells. But it doesn't mean I'm going to take them. Obviously, I'll take buys if it gets pushed up higher. But, you know, looking at the setup, you want this to be a sell. Pushing a bit higher, look.
If that bond market carries on moving in this direction.
Yeah.
Price action. Here's your trading diary. First up, durable goods and JOLTS. Coming up the top of the hour, President Biden delivering remarks at 3 p.m. Eastern. Busy stretch of Fed speak continuing with daily again this afternoon, followed by Bostic on Wednesday, plus OPEC meeting in Vienna, and finally the US payrolls report is coming up on Friday.
Factory orders. That's what it means. 1 minute to go. So countdown, everybody. Get ready. Let's see where this is going to take us. Our area of resistance is just now raised. Look, could be a false breakout, but I'm sitting it just to show you how I do it. Because once it pulls back from that zone, you know next time price reaches it, it's probably going to reverse off it. But the first time of hitting it, you don't know if it's going to be a false break or a move above it. So that's why I do that. And the fib moves with it. The fib on the 5 minutes is giving me this line, you know. Right, let's see which way we're going to go. Are we going higher or are we going lower? We're going to be in and out. Right, make sure we're loaded in the broker. Yeah, we're all good. Counting down. Again, small lot sizes. This is what you should be doing. Again, you don't be risking big lot sizes in case you get it wrong, and so you can enter a batch of trades as well. Good luck.
Okay, so you're moving in on me quick, distracting me with your fancy hands. I'm going to deal with your knight because it's really bothering
20 seconds.
my knights. Yeah, he's a troublemaker.
Yeah.
What did you get up to this weekend?
You know, just robot stuff. A lot of chess. I was practicing for you.
There we go.
I know you're pretty good. Ooh, I don't like that. I will take this.
It's worse, a worse result, lower than expected, 10.005. So let's see. Let's see if that's going to push up. Will that push up? It's a nice push up. How far is it going to go? And we're done. Yay, entered the buys. We're done.
The financial world on demand.
We're done.
Hear from leading economists, policymakers, and industry experts via
Come on, one more
live
position to
and
close. Come on.
webinars, only from Bloomberg. Start exploring to see
Come on, one more position to close. Done.
Visit Bloomberg.com.
Brilliant. And we just took one loss there of 44 cents. Woohoo! See, I told you. Worse than expected. Market shoots up, and there you go. And now you can reset your fib for the level. It's this rising. And broker took a while to close my trades out there, but you know that was a good. Let's have a look how many trades we got. We got bam, and this was 37 seconds I was done. I managed to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 positions taken, and just one loss of 44 cents. And we took wins of 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 80, yeah, about $100. There you go.
Resulting chaos caused riots, civil unrest, and even deaths. Reporting this story took over a year, and it resulted in me flying to Manila in the Philippines to meet unlucky winners.
And that was great. Let's have a look. Let's just post that result. There you can see factory orders was also worse than expected, so that's why the market pushed up. If you're trading the dollar, probably the opposite way around, but on the indices, that's the way it's working at the moment. So that, look at that, it's great. Now we're getting a rejection. We can just move that line as your, so we'll wait for this pullback now. But that is your, that was the JOLTS, which is the main one. And that's as I said. If it was worse than expected, we were going to get a buy. Better than expected, you were going to get a sell. So that's took us to, we're now 58% for the day. 58% up on the account. So half the account done. So from 1,000 start, that's brilliant. So now it's waiting for this pullback. Let's see if we're going to get a pullback on this. So you don't want to be entering a sell until we're back inside. I mean, you can take them. These are risky trades because you don't know if it's going to range along and then bounce up again. Remember, your area of support is going to be there. Look, top on the 5-minute candle. If you did want to risk that, look there. That's where I would put it. So if you're going to scalp, you want to be scalping no more than that. But I want to be back inside the bands, as you can see, because we're well extended. Let's see if this is going to pull back. That's a great trade. I mean, 58% on the account, and we're sort of done in 30 minutes of trading. So that's another 25%. It was already 27%, so another 30% on the account in half an hour. So there we go. It's looking good. Like I said, I'm going to be doing some more later end of New York session live streams as well, where we're scalping normally, you know, without any news events in the way. So you can see how this system works when you're scalping normally, using the signals, using our price action as well. So I'll be doing that over the next week or so, more live streams, you know, sort of an hour before New York close, as people have asked me to. So yeah, I'm happy to do that and show you how this works at different time. But these are the best times always to trade. You know, London Open, New York Open, and main news events, 100%. They're the ones you're going to get the quickest pips, quickest return. That's what happens, you see, if you take an aggressive sell as well. Look, see, it hasn't worked. It's just, that's why you've got to wait for it to come back in the bands. I'll go to the TP now, as you can see, is raised up to just above the... I can just get rid of that, to be honest with you, because I'm not interested in that. So there you can see again, and you think, oh, it's not worth taking, but there's still, if you get in on a candle that crosses that threshold there, look at that, you're still 30 pips, and that's all you want. What would you rather do? Risk that it could be 100 pips, but you just don't know, or almost, I say guarantee, but you know, higher percentage that you're just going to get 30. It's a no-brainer, as far as I'm concerned, which way to do it. I want RSI to come out of that zone. If RSI comes out of this zone and we've got red and red, then we can take an aggressive sell. So I'm just watching this. But at the moment, market is still, the news went, how the market's been going. It's been pushing up, pushing up. This resistance looks like it's been respected, so we could get a retest, or we could just end up going further down, but you want to be inside the bands there. So waiting. But like I say, it's just a quick live stream just to show you. Even I was surprised there. We've added 30% to the account in 30 minutes of trading. I'll probably post that. So again, that was just the way the market dealt me. Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for the sign for the sell, like I say, you can wait for a sell signal to appear on the US 30 on the 5 minute. Or you wait for price to come back inside the bands. That's your sell signal. That's where I'll be taking the sell, you know, and everyone else will be. But again, not giving any financial advice. You do it at your own risk, you know, and your own lot sizes. That's just the way I do it. Like I say, we didn't get a cross inside here. You know, it hasn't come back in. You've got to think the length of time now. It's been bullish. There's been no pullback yet. No proper pullback. So that's what you're waiting for, the proper pullback. This could be it. Who knows? But you should have got in on that buy. You know, just know if the jobs news is a lower figure, that will push the market up, because that means that inflation, you know, is still the key picture. Because job openings, it can be seen as, even though it says it's worse because there's less job openings, that means more people in employment though. It means there's less jobs available. So it's a double whammy kind of news event. So it's looking good here. So wait, it's rejected off that again. I want to see it finish inside the red, because yeah, you want to be coming all the way down TP1 there and TP2 here, center of the band. You can set that as your setup basically. Yeah, you can have that as TP1. And that as TP2. I remember there's a delay between me and what you're seeing, so that's why I can't give entries, because one, I'm not giving any advice out, and two, there's a delay. So you've got to make your own mind up when to enter, but I'm just giving you where potentially the TPs could be. So I will leave you with that. But I just want to say thanks to the team again, thanks for everyone supporting me. And again, if you want to learn more, go to the website www.mohawkforex.com and get access to the Discord group, where I will teach and train everybody how to scalp like this, use the charts I use, and mentor and have regular Zoom calls, etc. To build up your scalping knowledge. And practice makes perfect. The more you practice this, whether it's paper trading to start off with, or you're going live with a small account, doesn't matter, you just got to keep blamming away and practicing until it just becomes second nature when to dip in and out of news events and opens. So let's have a quick look at cable before we go. Now cable's interesting. So cable shot right up on that news. So got a potential for a sell on cable down to the line, but again, we want to wait for a sell signal. I want to see a sell signal and then just measure and see if it's worth the risk. 17 pips, so there could be a chance of 10 pips. I want to see the RSI in the neutral, and I want to see a signal, and I want to see ideally these candles above coming back into the bands. Doesn't always happen like that, so I'll keep watching that as well. The team can keep watching that one if they want to take a trade on that later on. And keep watching for cable as well. 10 pips. Like I said, I'll be doing more live streams over the next week or so towards the end of the US session. Great stuff. Alright, so a quick look at US 30. Yeah, still there. You see, this is why you don't assume, you don't jump in, because, you know, we're just bouncing. All these lines can be respected as support and resistance, as you can see, look perfectly off the top of that band on the 1 minute. So we just want to be waiting for price to come back inside the red zone. Right, so I'll leave that with you, and we'll do another live stream. And obviously we're getting towards the end of the week, as you can see. We've got plenty of news events to trade the rest of the week, building up obviously to Friday. So we're going to be doing obviously the NFP, our biggest stream of the month and one of our favourite trades, and we're going for that magical $1,000 profit in 15 minutes to half an hour of scalping. That's our goal. So yeah, get ready for Friday. It's going to be a good day. It's going to be very important. Everyone's going to be watching this result. So I'll be back then. So until then, until Friday, take care all. And like I say, any questions, you know where to find me. And see you on the next live stream. Take care everyone.